Good morning. Our headlines at 6 o'clock. More questions for the BBC following a claim that Russell Brand exposed himself to a woman before laughing about it on his Radio 2 show.
An 8-year-old girl becomes the first person in the UK to have a special type of kidney transplant, which means she won't need to take drugs for life as a result.
Good morning. A freeze in interest rates after 14 months of rises. But is it enough for struggling families and businesses? I'll be taking a look.
Good morning. In sport, the Seagulls get their wings clipped on their European debut. On a historic stormy night on the south coast, AEK Athens rain on Brighton's parade in their first ever match in Europe.
Kylie Minogue on 40 years of making music and life in the spotlight before the age of social media.
If it was Neighbours hysteria time now, I mean, I dread to think what myself, Jason and Guy would have got up to on TikTok.
Let's have a look at the front of today's newspapers, and the Times reporting that mortgage rates are beginning to fall. That's after the Bank of England held interest rates at 5.25% yesterday. The paper says it's positive for those with mortgages, but of course, the flip side of all of that is that it might be not so great news if you're a saver.
Now, The Telegraph claims that the Prime Minister is considering a major reform of A-levels, saying that Rishi Sunak wants a new British baccalaureate to ensure that children study more subjects. The proposals include English and maths becoming compulsory up until the age of 18.
The Metro, it's got a story we've been reporting on this morning, a picture of 8-year-old Aditi Shankar, who's become the UK's first kidney transplant patient that won't need drugs for life. Because previously, you'd need those drugs to stop your body rejecting the organ. Now, the paper says the procedure does offer hope to others in future.
And The Mirror is focusing on a beautician who's been charged with spying on Britain for Russia. She's an eyelash expert, so the paper has gone with the headlines. For your eyes only. Of course it did.
Look at what's on the front pages this morning. Well, it's the end of an era is the leading line on the Financial Times as the chair of Fox and News Corp, Rupert Murdoch, steps down, handing his media empire to his son. Well, the Daily Mail leads with the Labour leader's comments on the EU. Its headline, Starmer lets cats out of the bag on Brexit betrayal. Meanwhile, the Eye reports on predictions from economists that interest rates have hit a peak, with the Express saying the Chancellor believes the tide is turning on the cost of living crisis. Well, the Telegraph's front page reports on the Chancellor's claims tax cuts before the autumn statement are virtually impossible. And the Guardian headline leads with plans from campaigners to legally challenge Sunak's U-turn on green policies. And the Sun's following the ongoing Russell Brand saga. For your eyes only, reads the Mirror, as it reports on the beautician accused of spying for Russia. And the Metro's front page is on the UK at making medical history with a drug-free transplant revolution. And Save Our Spam, the SAR featuring its campaign to get Brits buying the processed meat again. And if you want to see any of those front pages again or read the stories, scan the QR code on the screen.